human trafficking rarely gets the attention it deserves. Did you know that there are today more slaves now than there have ever been at any point in history? Human trafficking has become a $150 billion a year industry with a new victim every 4 seconds. Wilberforce will be turning in his grave. With criminal activity of this scale, there are masses of associated payments moving around all the time. Criminals have to find legal channels for sequestering their illegally gained money, meaning that the key to finding the people behind the transactions lies in the banking data. But currently over 99% of banks' suspicious activity reports are false positives, so a new approach is needed. To pinpoint these illicit transactions, RedCompass Labs has pioneered a persona-based approach. But how does this differ from what banks are doing already, and why is that an important differentiator? I'm Jonathan Bell, and this is why we need persona-based solutions in 100 seconds. What exactly is a persona-based approach? Well, to understand what this means, it's helpful to look at what came before. To find suspicious payments, most banks typically look at behavior in isolation. Let's give you an example. Someone aged about 40 that signs up to Xbox Live could be looking for a way to befriend vulnerable minors aimed at pressuring them to generate sexual content. Or they may have simply just taken up a new hobby. We need to ask ourselves, when exactly does an action cross the line from legitimate to illegal? And that's why looking at behavior is critical. Nothing we do exists in a vacuum. It's all about context. Let's say that person signed up to Xbox Live, but they also bought a VPN service and regularly sends money to the Philippines, sadly a hotbed for exploiting minors. Then it starts to look suspicious. An individual red flag may be explained by a handful of legitimate or illegal personas. So singling out one persona requires a unique combination of flags. Using these combinations leads to meaningful suspicious activity reports, which helps authorities disrupt human trafficking. There are over 300 red flags that RedCompass Labs has ascertained based on years of research. Using their fundamental properties, our persona-based approach identifies the weighted combinations needed to detect illegal personas. This approach has been validated with academics and with the banks, particularly working with one bank to screen this across a whole year's worth of data for certain African nations. Considering all these cases helps to understand the wider context. And when looking for human trafficking, we sometimes find other crimes such as money laundering. So it's a relatively new area of research, but many studies show that advanced behavioral analytics combined with entity resolution and network capabilities today provides the best way of targeting suspicious activities. The complexity of human trafficking crimes and ways that these criminals are abusing the system getting increasingly diverse. But banks are still using the same old ways to try to detect them, which isn't as effective as it could be. It just isn't working. But we can start to make a difference now. Our Red Flag Accelerator focuses on the people themselves, a radical yet much needed departure from looking towards transactions and accounts. It provides banks with the tools they need to disrupt human trafficking, and one that is more tailored to the nature of these crimes today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and click on the bell to get notified when new content arrives. See you next time.